And that's something that a lot of people should take note of, that it goes beyond the course. After the course, what? You're going to become designers, you're going to get certified, you're going to have amazing institutes like LST, INIFT, you're going to have a great name like Manish Malhotra, micromanaging or backing your sense of style and aesthetics. But I want to ask you a question, Malaika, and a lot of you should take note to, to listen, to understand something like this. And I want to ask her because she's current, she's relevant, she's a fashionista, and she'll give you both sides to it. So imagine you have a brand new designer on, say, a Wednesday that you're working with, and on a Thursday you're dealing with Manish Malhotra and wearing an outfit with that he's designed. So clearly, between a newcomer and Manish, you won't have any tips for, you'll be listening to. When you have a brand new designer that walks into a green room, who comes with a recommendation, what are your fears that you have in your head as a celebrity? Because it could go any way, right?
Firstly, I think it's never too old to learn. So whether you're a new designer, you're a veteran, you're a legend, whatever, you're never too old to learn.
I absolutely agree.
You always should be open to ideas, to criticism, to imbibing, because I think everybody comes with their own set of ideas, of rules, of stuff going on in your head. So you should be open to everybody. So
that's a very important point.
So whether it's a new designer or whether if I'm working with Manish, I think the idea is to be able to be on the same wavelength. I think that's what's most important. And I think I would entertain new or old with just the same enthusiasm, just the same openness. I would never ever feel that somebody is old or somebody is new.
For me, actually, I have a rule in my office. Like I tell all my assistants, I'm not looking for yes men. Whatever I do is not necessarily great, good. It could be bad, it could be awful, it could be whatever. Speak to me. Tell me what's working. Tell me what's not working. And I've never, I think, approached an actress or a movie or a bride by saying that I've been in the business, I know what I'm saying. Maybe my nature helps me in that I'm so wanting to know what do you think about it, listening to even say, sometimes my manager comes up with some suggestions which I really like. And I look at my assistant and say, he's saying something more than you're saying because he's listening to what I'm saying. So a suggestion can come from anywhere, and if that makes sense to you, you should go ahead with it. So you're always a learner.
Absolutely. And so the points that we take back after a small discussion or question that I threw at Malaika is, one is that you're never too old to learn, which also means you're never too young to learn. And I would like to even address that. And the second thing is that you need to speak up, because you could be really, really talented, but if you walk into a room and any situation could intimidate you, if it's your first day or your second day at work, and even if I were to walk into a room and I'm a fan of somebody, you could get intimidated. But these are the little things that if you know the craft and you own the craft and if you studied it, you should definitely make sure that you go out there and you voice what you think is right, which may not necessarily be right, but there's no harm in it.
I think the most important thing is watch and learn. I think that's the most basic thing in life, and I think we all tend to take that for granted because somewhere we all feel that, oh, we know it, we've been in the business long enough. Watch and learn. Trust me, it'll only enhance your thought process and as a person.
That's what I'm hoping from this course, that I'm hoping that all these conversations and the experiences that I share with everybody, and they could think that, oh, this is what I was thinking. This is what I was confused about. And they kind of get that confidence with my conversations with, over the weeks. And that's exactly because each one of us has a bad day, has a absolutely blocked day in terms of inspiration or design. Every day is not Sunday, as they say. But it's just that you get up and you do what you're committed to, and you start looking, because you've got to deliver that outfit. So you start looking for inspiration, and you suddenly realize that book in front of you could be inspiring, or what you thought of or you saw a night before could be inspiring. So pushing yourself consistently and constantly is what is most important.
Those are great words, Manish. And then, of course, when you say Manish Malhotra, when you think Manish Malhotra, of course you think Bollywood and you think cinema. But the other thing that you think of is bridal wear. Now, where does and when you're dressing a bride and it's her day, or the most important day in her life, How do you, I've seen you, and this is a first-hand experience. I've been in a store where he's entertaining 7 to 8 brides literally at the same time, and all of them, there's mayhem because all 8 of them want different things and a different
his
shade.
attention.
And his
His
attention and a
undivided
different
attention.
shade of pink. I don't even know if there are like 8 different shades of pink, but Manish is there, you know, with your mind and, you know, wholeheartedly, you're paying attention. What does the word bridal wear mean to you? Does it excite you, or you're like, oh my God, there's going to be another bride and I need to make her happy? Is there pressure? Tell us about the pressure,
No,
because
it
this is what
excites
they
me.
should know.
I like opulence. I like grandeur. I like all of it. But I think the bride today is changing. I mean, today's young girl knows exactly what she wants, which designer she wants to go for, which event. You know, the earlier brides who came, they came with their mother and their in-laws and their families. But today's bride, even if she comes with a mother or mother-in-law, they are just sitting quiet because she knows exactly what she wants, from the boy that she's marrying to the outfit that she wants. She knows it. And today's girls, I think, know so much. So here's to all you girls out there.
Yeah,
Y'all are
that's how it should
fantastic.
be.
And y'all just know it. And I think I think the bride's changed and she's more experimental, you know, and she wants to be traditional one day. And the other day she wants to wear something which is very, very modern and glamorous. And there's a lot of inspiration by you girls, actually. Seeing all you actors on red carpet and being the style divas that you all are. I think they're very inspired. So, you know, you have one day of like a gown and the other day of a Western glamorous dress, and then you suddenly have a traditional day. So today's bride is doing 5 to 6 different changes. And that's exactly what we're speaking about in our course as well. You know, we're speaking about brides and we're speaking about bridegrooms and different styling and how to start that look and how to start from a bridal collection to an independent and individual bride on what she should think and what she should look like.
Well, talking about pressure, have you ever faced pressure from home, from your home front? Because I'm sure this is somebody everybody wants to know. कि I'm sure आपके पापा ने कहा होगा कि बेटा accountant बन लो या कुछ doctor बन लो या pilot बन लो. I mean, fashion stylist or a designer. Did you ever have to face any of that?
So my overprotective Punjabi mother, because I was a model, said hero ban jao. That's a given thing, right? So I was like,
मेरा बेटा सबसे सबसे
सबसे
प्यारा.
अच्छा है. So I said, Mom, I'm squint, you know, my eyes are really small, I can't become a hero. But I was like, I wanted to do designing, and she was like horrified. But I have to give it to my parents, from being that wide-eyed kid watching a film every time I had a holiday. They never really stopped me. And when I had those 2 tailors in my room with packets and fabric, and I used to sleep in the same room, they were completely taken aback, but they were very supportive. And till date, they remain supportive. And somewhere untouched of what I'm doing, my mother actually asked me the other day, "Sariyan biki?" I was like, Mom, you're making it sound like as if I take saris to every doorstep and said, please ek sari le lijiye. So they are that, you know, I live with my parents, and they are that not, you know, that disconnected with my work. But they are yet been so, but they are so supportive in terms of emotion and strength. And
So
that's
when
what
mom
matters.
steps out of the house and somebody says, "ये Manish Malhotra पहन रहे हो?"
Yeah. So
How
she
does
doesn't
she
react
feel?
to that. She says, "No, it's just a printed suit. I don't want to wear too much." Or she's like, I couldn't get over that question when she said, "Sariya biki." I couldn't get over that. I said, Mom, I mean, you know.
Who's your mom's favorite designer?
No, my mom's favorite designer is me, of course. She's, you know how it is.
No biases there.
Yeah, but there's no
Clearly.
biases there. Yeah.
There's no discussion
Yeah.
there
But
at
we
all.
constantly, every morning when we have tea together, I have morning tea with my mother, and we always discussing only clothes, by the way.
That's
and
amazing.
From the iconic actresses like Meena Kumari and Madhu Bala to Nargis ji to all their beautiful work. We both love movies, so I think that's why she encouraged me about films.
Well, you know, I'm going to go back to the bridal wear question. And I'd like to share this technical aspect of the bridal wear. And this is how detailed the course is. That even the...
Hey guys, isn't it, sorry, isn't that amazing that we're speaking about bridal wear with the new bride? She just got married, so clap for her. Yeah.
That's what she said. She's
Yeah.
speaking from experience. Yeah.
No. I mean, I had my bridezilla moment as well, because I had 48 hours to plan my my wedding.
That was the quickest one.
But yeah, it's the quickest decision. I almost treated it like an appearance. Like, you know, you get a call from your manager saying, Delhi mein appearance hai, kya pehenna hai, bridal. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I gave it 48 hours.
And
It was-
Patachala, it was her event. She was getting married.
Yeah, it was a bit scary, but the decision wasn't. But yeah, getting the whole look together was. But
Did you figure out your pinks?
yes, I always wanted to get married in baby pink, and
Looked very pretty.
I did, thank you, and I did tell my now husband, then boyfriend, that please make sure that you match your pug and your pocket square to the color of my lehenga. And this was one night before. And it's a funny story because my lehenga had to be couriered into Delhi, and there were thunderstorms. And they were like, ma'am, we have to shut the store. Your lehenga hasn't arrived. And I'm like, you do know that I need it tomorrow. They're like, why is it so urgent? Just take it tomorrow morning. And because it was, like they say, such a secret wedding, I was just like, yeah, but I have an event at 9 in the morning. And they were like, but we'll give you something else. I'm like, no, I want to wear that pink lehenga. And I was like in tears. Suddenly, I see a carton coming in, and there's a pink lehenga that comes out of that. So yeah, I did
They look beautiful and they looked absolutely stunning. So let's give Neha a huge round
Thank
of
you.
applause and wish her all the love and happiness.
Thank you. Well, going back to the bridal wear details, and it's very important that everybody hears this, because this is how beautifully the course is designed. That, in fact, the 9 modules around bridal wear that have been built are women's wear, men's wear, illustration, multi-channel retail, costume design, visual merchandising, styling, and of course, bridal wear. And that's where my next question is going to be, preparation for Fashion Week. You said that you're a bunch of nerves no matter what. It's been years and years of experience, but still you're a bunch of nerves before a fashion show. I've seen it in person as well. But you're very good, and you don't need to be a bunch of nerves. What are your tips when it comes to doing a fashion show that, okay, these are the 3 main things that you need to look into?
Well, one issue being that our industry now is 30 years old. And the fashion industry are maybe beyond 30 years, 32 or 35 years old. But so there's a lot that a lot of designers have already done. And comparatively, that my label is much younger than even I am. It's sometimes you touch a topic and you think, oh, this designer's already done it. You touch another topic and you feel that that's, so example, I have a couture show coming up, which is my biggest collection. And sometimes I'm like, whichever inspiration or discussions we are having, it seems like people have done it. So it becomes really difficult to get a inspiration, and when you get that inspiration, you've got to really speak a language which has not been spoken before, which is tough. And yet, the clients are waiting for something that you always do. So that marriage at times is difficult and very stressful. But I think that everything that I have done in my life, I do it very straightforward and honestly. And this is what I believe in, this is what I'm going ahead with. And that's what I do. Because like I said, otherwise you're just a bundle of nerves, or you can get stressed out about so many things, because everybody seems to have done everything. And I stick to something, I kind of look at it my way, and I just go with it. And that is the reason that backstage I'm really nervous.
So you're basically saying that you, being a little nervous, having lots of clarity, and sticking to your idea are the 3 most important things.
Sometimes it's show time. You could be making your collection for a year otherwise. Sometimes it's done. It's good to go. It has to go.
Talking about, having these amazing shows and having butterflies before you have your show, every show that you do, you have the most amazing showstoppers. I mean, you look forward to seeing Manish's showstoppers. How do you choose every one of them? How do you keep all of them happy? I'm sure somewhere you're going to step on someone's toes.
Sometimes I become the casting director. I feel I'm like a casting director. So I've had Arjun Kapoor and Jacqueline together for the first time. They've not done a film together. Or Ranveer Singh and Alia Bhatt, they've not done a film together. Alia Bhatt and Aditya Roy Kapoor, Fawad Khan and Deepika. So I kind of like that, or Jacqueline and Aditya Roy Kapoor and Kareena Kapoor and Kartik Aaryan. And so I just kind of like that twist. I kind of like that.
Now I see it.
Yeah, some different casting, so that's a different visual. They haven't done a film together, and I think it looks so much more interesting.
That's very interesting. Did you ever look at it that way?
I actually didn't, but I think is that, the showstoppers look amazing. And
every single time.
Yeah, every single time. Pictures go viral. Like I said, in your introduction, there was a lot of social media. There was so much emphasis on that as well. And I think as a designer, you cover so many aspects, whether it's being an entrepreneur, designer, somebody who's a known face. And of course, your social media is is so relevant. How much time and how much importance does one need to give to that? Because every designer I know, not only you, because you're in a different league, but they really give importance to that.
Well, I think social media is a new development, and it's something that is a part of our lives, whether we like it or not like it. I mean, I enjoy it, and I also feel that it is something that is today a part of your journey, and a very fast way of expressing what you're doing, what you're thinking, what's inspiring you, what your collection is, and what you're all about. And I mean, it's literally become this: I am so and so. If you want to know what I do, check my Instagram handle. So, you know, it's becoming like this. And I think that's great. You don't need to speak too much. You can just see what the other person is up to or is. So I think it's today an important part, as much as being environmentally conscious on, and, you know, not wasting paper. I keep telling my assistants that, you know, you can't do that anymore. You've got to be conscious. Taking up crafts, like we work a lot in Banaras. There's Mijwa, an NGO that I run with actor Shabana Azmi. Then there is, I do a lot of work in Kashmir. In fact, later on today, we are going to see a collection from Kashmir. So giving back to a lot of the, and helping the, you know, the artisans survive is again a very important aspect of fashion. And I think being, you know, being conscious of your environment and what you can do back for all those great workers and craftsmen that we have is also as equally important, I think, as social media is.
Absolutely. In fact, nowadays, everywhere you go, people talk about sustainable fashion and being, you know, fashion being environmentally friendly. So I think in today's day and age, it's very, very important. I think that's a topic that you really probably need to stress with, you know, to our future, you know, fashion designers and students out there, because I think they need to know that they have to be environmentally aware and conscious.
Yes, absolutely. And coming back to the showstopper, I'll tell you how that started. Actually, showstoppers, I mean, now today it's become a profession almost. But when I did my first show in 1999, it was a store that I had started with Yash and Avanti Birla called Reverie. And it was my first show. And Urmila, we had just done so many films together, including Rangila. So it was a very emotional thing for me, where all my friends were, and I asked her, listen, for the first time I'm doing a fashion show, and my first Filmfare Award I won because of Rangila. And in fact, that's how Costume Awards started. And so you must walk for my show. And that's how the concept of Showstopper started. And having that celebrity lineup was because I was from the movies that they all had come to support me.
That's amazing.
And that's how it just started, and it became a norm. And now it's just Showstoppers.
Well, talking about unconventional and, you know, casting, what do you think? Neha and me, we've never walked together. How about that? We've never done that.
It's a good pair. What do you guys think? Let me see this.
Talk about unconventional casting. You've done that, so why don't you give, you know?
I think.
No.
So, but.
What do you think?
But I think it's already done, right? They
No,
walked
we've
for us
never,
today.
no, we've
So
never
clap for
ever
them,
walked
guys.
for Manish.
It's
This
all done.
competition.
You're the
What do you think?
showstoppers. You're the
Manish?
showstoppers tonight.
Can we like walk for you? Do you think we good for that?
You're already my showstoppers tonight. So this pair is done. This pair is done. We should have music on this.
So we thought we'll give him a new idea. He keeps talking about unconventional casting, so there it goes.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the music.
Thank you.
Thank
We're good.
Thank you.
We're good. I wanted to ask